Let's check it out. Okay. Anything in here that needs to get murdered? No? Are you sure? Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here as we begin Pathfinder Kingmaker with our, well, hero is a loose term, but our arcane trickster Telfanar as he begins his journey in the world of Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you missed the character creation of Telfanar, skip back to episode 0, which is entirely devoted to setting up this character. And a final note, I'm going to leave the NPC dialogue on. There's a lot of really good voice acting, and so much of this is story-based. I feel you guys should experience the story of this, but there is a fair bit of it. So if you feel it's chewing up too much of your time and you'd like me to edit out the NPC stuff and just recap when they're done, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think it's good that we kind of experience the whole story of Pathfinder Kingmaker. So here we go. Let's get Telfanar on his way and see what happens in this mansion of an Aldori Swordlord. Now, obviously, we will be covering stuff that we covered in our first look at Pathfinder Kingmaker when we took a look at just at combat while we were doing 30 games in 30 days. So if you have already watched that and you would like to skip ahead, probably go on ahead and skip to episode 2. We'll probably be beyond that. But yeah, here we go. Let's take Telfanar on his way.
Where are they? This is taking forever. They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Swordlords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
Now, one thing I do love about Pathfinder Kingmaker is you can kind of check out what everybody's talking about. So if I have no idea who the Aldori Swordlords are, I can just hover over this and find out that the Aldori Swordlords arose when famed swordsman Baron Syrian Aldori agreed to train a select group of pupils in his dueling techniques. Or if I have no idea what Brevoy is a relatively young nation having only existed since 4499 AR. Actually, I wouldn't mind one for AR. I'm not sure what AR means. Grebdevel, you want to check in here and tell me what AR is? The history of Brevoy before this time is the history of two often warring nations, Issia and Rossland. So neat. I can get all the lore and story of Pathfinder as I'm going along. I think that's well done.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Oh, Lindsay, you're adorable. You really are. I think we're going to be stuck with you for a while, Lindsay. And these would be the Aldori Swordlords, I assume. Clearly, I'm going to start working for someone.
Greetings, everyone. I am Swordlord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
Well, thank you. I don't think Telfanar came here because he said, I am a huge wandering hero through the world and I'm going to help the Aldori Swordlords. I kind of feel Telfanar just got swept up in this nonsense. Being chaotic good, he was probably just kind of hanging out in town and heard the word banquet and said, sure, I'll get down with that. I don't think he's here because he specifically wants to help the Aldori Swordlords. I think he's here because he wanted a free meal, and if he happens to get caught up in an adventure, well, there you go. That's kind of his nature.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Well, I don't know if Telfanar is exactly what Restov needs, but he might be exactly what Restov gets. He sort of falls into the hero we deserve, not the hero we want thing.
Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the stolen lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the stolen lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Now, this is exactly the sort of thing that Telfanar would stumble into as a chaotic good arcane trickster kind of guy. You know, he's just sort of wandering through town and somebody says, hey, you want to be a baron? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? He's just going to make weird choices. This does not make any sense. Nobody's going to say, I'm going to assume the role of baron for no readily explicable reason apart from killing a gang leader, but Telfanar absolutely would. I think one day maybe he's baking bread, and the other day maybe he's digging a ditch, and the other day he's a baron for no readily explicable reason. That's Telfanar all day long. But we have some questions to ask about this, and I think most importantly, you're helping us found a barony. What do you get out of this? What do you gain from such generosity?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
Okay, we already don't like Tartuccio. Telfanar gives what he gets, and if somebody is nice to him, he's going to be nice to them. But if somebody is just kind of a jag-off, well, we can expect repercussions for that, Tartuccio. You'll get yours down the line.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm not 100% sure that we trust her either. I mean, she says she's not setting up a puppet government over there, but, you know, she's just saying it. We don't know what's in her head. Yeah, let's address the obvious issue. You're sending a bunch of people. Which one of us gets to be Baron? Who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course.
Aha!
I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Yeah, I didn't feel we were going to like Tartuccio.
And you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
Oh, cheer up, Harem, you little dwarf. We'll get through it. It'll be fine.
If I may please answer the question.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely answer the question. Is the answer to the question, Telfanar gets to be Baron?
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Really? I'm sure that won't devolve into combat and we all kill each other to see who gets the title. Really, we're just going to pick who gets the title. Telfanar's got a lot of questions about this. We're going to go along with it, because why not? That's Telfanar's nature. Sure, we'll go on an adventure. Maybe we'll be named Baron. Why not? But we've got a lot of questions about all of these people, frankly. So, but I think we can broadly move on from this. I think we got an idea of who the Stag Lord is. Yes, it's as clear as day what you want me to do.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Yeah, Telfanar is mostly in it for the banquet right now.
Thank you
free
again,
meal.
With all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go, and return in triumph.
That's a lovely sentiment, Iosif, but I don't think you're putting any boots on the ground here. I mean, we're the guys risking our lives here, but all right, sure. Telfanar will go along with this for a little while.
My name's Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
Sure, I'm Telfanar. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something.
Sure, hit me, Lindsay.
How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow?
Don't like him.
I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
I don't think Telfanar is going to walk up and go, I want to be team leader. I think his response is more, no, I'm no hero. I'm just a mercenary. I'm kind of just here for the free meal. But sure, I'm just a mercenary, Lindsay.
What are you a mercenary for? Is it only riches? Or maybe you want glory, too? Don't you want your feats to be remembered and glorified for centuries? Just listen. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Well, they probably didn't bring a bard along because bards are notoriously squishy and often die in combat, Lindsay.
I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Not a bad plan. I'm not really keen on any of these responses. Not a bad plan. I'll accomplish the feats and you'll write them down. What about the barbarian? Well, barbarian is not going to be a great hero usually. I'm not going to say I have nothing against Tartuccio because I absolutely have something against Tartuccio, but sure. I'll just make Lindsay happy and go, yeah, sure, I'll absolutely be your hero. Okay.
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
You do that, Lindsay. All right, now we're free to actually do some things around here. So I actually want to talk to the scythe lady. Let's zoom. I love how far you can zoom in this game. It's really awesome. Let's talk to Jaethal. Can we? No, you got nothing to say to me. You have a gigantic scythe on your back, and that is just about the coolest thing I have ever seen. You are a generic adventurer. You're Tartuccio. Let's go talk to him real quick. No, you don't want to say anything. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins. Are you ready to join the team? Well, not your team per se. You are also a generic adventurer. Who are the named characters around here? That's Jamandi Aldori, the Swordlord. That's fine. Amiri, what have you got anything to say? No. Idle talk is over. Can't wait to set out. All right, well, it seems we're going to just have to go to our rooms and chill for a while. Yes, I know how to move the camera. I am leaving the tutorials on, as I explained in the character creation episode, just in case there's mechanics that I've briefly forgotten about, and I do know how to exit an area. Thank you, game. Well, with nothing else to do, let's go to our room, and maybe it'll at least be a comfortable bed for Telfanar.
Help! Help!
Okay, what's going on? What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help.
Well, an attack affects all of us, whether I'm helping or not helping. I am basically a decent human being, but I am also concerned with my own skin.
Villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers, or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Okay, we're on it. We're gonna help. Oh yeah, that can't be good. That's the scream of somebody dying. All right, I'll be right there, Lindsay. I just need to set up my quick bar, Lindsay. Okay, we don't have time to do that. We absolutely don't have time to do that. Yes, I do have a base understanding of how combat works. Thank you. Yes, we got that. Okay, all right. Slow it down, assassin. You are an assassin, right? Okay, what could I do to you that's going to hurt? Do I want to just leap in? What do I have? First of all, I'm actually not sure what I'm equipped with. I am equipped with a short sword and a light crossbow. All right. Interesting. Do I want to use that, or I just want to cast a spell on this guy, and I have a couple of torches. All right. I don't know why I have 2 ever-burning torches. Seems to me I only need 1 of those if it's ever-burning. And what spells have I got lined up right now? Magic Missile, one of the classics. Cause Fear. Interesting. Acid Splash, that's always going to get the job done. And Ray of Frost, all my little cantrips here. Jolt, Daze, yup. Touch of Fatigue. Disrupt Undead, not really effective here, and of course Charge and Burning Arc, which is my racial ASMR ability. We're Emberkin, so I have this as my racial ability. I have no healing potions, so nothing really to stick in my belt. Any other abilities that I'm not using right now? Light Halo, that's not going to really come in. That's also a racial ability, and my spellbook's already good. Yeah, let's just start the party. You know what? Let's just go straight to the sword. Let's just go straight to the sword here. Yeah, go ahead and do that. No, not your crossbow, you moron. Oh, the sword, please. Yeah, that. Thank you. No, your sword. Your sword, dude. Thank you. This is what I mean. Sometimes Telfanar makes weird choices, like pulling out a crossbow in the middle of a sword fight, but that seems to have solved the problem. Yeah, we gooified him just fine with our short sword. No problem there. And what do we got? Chain shirt, not really. Dagger. Weight to value is terrible, just 1-to-1. I didn't really focus on this when I was doing character creation, but I do have, yes, thank you, I do have party encumbrance on, because I think it's fair. I don't think we can walk around with sacks and sacks of armor and weapons and not have that effect, so I don't want to overburden myself, and as we pick up stuff, we'll take a little bit more of a look at encumbrance. Alright, well, we've got some people to kill here. Is that Tartuccio up there? I don't like that guy. Lindsay, how do you feel about just letting them kill Tartuccio? No, I suppose we shouldn't do that. Telfanar's basically a decent guy. Now, this would be a time for the crossbow, but I think we're going to open this party with a magic missile to this guy. And, Lindsay, you just do whatever it is. I think you're going to pull out your crossbow. Yep, you are. Magic missile him, and then get in with a strike here.
This will hurt.
Yep. Get in with a strike there, please. And, oh, that guy's already dead. Never mind. Just stab him then. Get all stabby on him.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
Oh, Tartuccio, there's clearly going to be a reckoning. It may be game years later, but we're going to have an issue.
Holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands.
Oh,
Speaking of
Tartuccio.
dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Okay. I don't trust gifts from Tartuccio, especially when he just hands them out seemingly for nothing, but we've received Tartuccio's present, and Tartuccio and Lindsay are now actually part of our party, so we can control them. What does that ring do for a living again? It is +1 bonus to armor class. Well, let's definitely equip it. We're not going to turn a gift horse down if we can help it, but we don't really trust that. I feel there's going to be consequences for that later. Let's just do a quick bit of looting in the area. As I recall, this area is pretty safe apart from those 2 assassins. Yes, I do have a base understanding of how companions work. Sure, steal some gold. And what is this? Copper ring? Yeah, we'll take that. No reason not to. I mean, technically we're kind of stealing from the Aldori Swordlords, but yeah, Telfanar, you know, if there's something just kind of lying around, he might walk away with it. It could happen. Now, as I recall from tutorial area, there are some enemies in here. Let's get all stealthy. Yep, there's one. Telfanar, why don't you just sort of get an eyeball on the rest of them? You are a rogue. You are pretty sneaky. Okay, what's our plan for these 3? I think... Let's pause it. I think Telfanar opens up with an acid splash on that guy. Tartuccio, you're also a spellcaster. You could daze him. That would be good. you know what? Again, stick to the classics, stick to the basics. Why don't you acid splash the other guy? And Lindsay, what do your bard spells do for a living? Ear-piercing scream. That will daze a target for 1 round, and they take 1d6 points of sonic damage. That seems solid. Why don't you do that to the last guy, the assassin bowman? So it's basically your daze spell plus a bit of damage. All right, let's see what happens here. We'll kind of get a free hit on them. Yep. Oh, I think we missed with our acid splash. That's okay. We'll just go in and get all stabby. Yep. Telfanar is not afraid to charge into combat. All right. So Lindsay hit with her spell and Tartuccio hit with his spell. You guys just go nuts with the bowman. And you, me, Telfanar, take out this bowman right here. Okay, that did not go well. Telfanar took a critical hit. You guys have got to pick it up here. Yeah, you guys have got to pick this up pretty much immediately. Shoot this guy. Oh, come on, anytime now. Thank you. No, don't miss. More with the hitting, please. All right, just in case, Tartuccio, why don't you get a magic missile heading in that direction, please? Thank you. Oh, wow, this guy is a little beefy. Thank you. All right. Yes, health and death. I do have an understanding of health and death. I am going to get up. Right? Yes. All right, but I'm going to get up with virtually no hit points. Lindsay, do you have any healing abilities that I should be aware of? Touch of Fatigue, Charge, Demoralize. No, none of those are really doing what I need. Cure Light Wounds. That's exactly what I need, Lindsay. Oh, you already had it equipped. Never mind. Sorry, Lindsay. Lindsay, I need you to heal me pretty quickly now. Oh, you've got a good range on that? Decent range. You can get up pretty close and personal to do a heal. All right, that'll top me off, and Tartuccio's taking a hit, too. That was a little tougher combat than I expected, but let's get some looting done at least. Ah, healing potions, just what we need. Yes, take all of these, please. All of these. Yes, thank you. Anything else we should be looting around here? Because, you know, if there's some decent things to grab, Telfanar's not opposed to that. He would love this library. He'd absolutely spend some time rooting through all of these books if he didn't have more pressing matters like the castle is being invaded. He would have probably been this guy, the elf sitting down at the table here, who was unfortunately murdered. All right, let me just set up some of those healing potions on our belt so we have ready access to them. All right, I laid out some healing potions on everyone's belt and actually took one myself just to top myself up to top health there. And Lindsay also had some scrolls of healing kicking around in her inventory too, so I've got those down on her belt pouches so she can sort of be our little temporary healer until we find some sort of cleric that will do the job more properly. No offense, Lindsay, it's just that, you know, you're a bard, and I've never liked bards. They're a silly folk. Oh, okay, yeah. Giant orc kind of guy, but loot, gold. All right, we definitely put that in our pocket. Anything in the cabinet here? What do we got? Copper ring? Sure, we'll take that. And some more torches. I feel we're good for torches. We don't really need that. Let me just go through and loot the rest of this area. There's a couple of more rooms to loot here. If anything interesting pops up, I'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next area. Well, I said I'd let you know if there's anything interesting. There's a kitty. There's a kitty in this room. That's awesome. I can't do anything with it. I can't interact with it in any way, but there's a kitty in this game. And this cat probably has the world the world is his oyster right now. He's alone in a room with all the fish in the world. I'm actually going to take that fish. Sorry, kitty. I'm going to take the fish because I don't know how much crafting is a thing, but I'm going to get all the crafting ingredients that I think I can get. The Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea. Oh, yes, please. I'll take that. Edible moss, cooking ingredient, and cooking ingredient. Fantastic. As I recall, when we get out into the world and start camping, we are going to need, well, food. So we'll grab that. Sorry about taking your fish, kitty. Very sorry about that, but my needs are greater than yours. Under normal circumstances, I would probably take you instead of the bard and the dwarf. Well, we found the barbarian, and she's got herself into a bit of trouble. Let's go help. Let's get out there and help her. She seems to have found the action, or it's found her. Come on, get in there. Yep. All right. Everybody hang on. Let's set up some things. What would I like to do here? I think a good old-fashioned acid splash. I do love my acid splash spells. And Tartuccio, why don't you also do the same thing, but to somebody else? Lindsay, you can just do what you feel. You can just auto-hit these guys. Okay, good. And I'm gonna... Oh, I was gonna charge in, but the barbarian seems to have taken care of things for me.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet, or I'll strike you down.
Hey, no problem. You seem to have things well under control.
Blood for Gorham!
Sure, yeah, blood for Gorham. Absolutely. Well, off you go, then. Bye. Telfanar has no idea what blood for Gorham means. He's just going to let her do her thing.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
They could be a little more civilized, Lindsay. Telfanar likes a more civilized approach.
And always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
I actually agree with Tartuccio on this regard. Telfanar is not a barbarian hero kind of guy. He's a little more cultured than that. But who is Calistria, actually? Also known as the Savored Sting and the Unquenchable Fire, is the goddess of lust and revenge, who takes on many faces and guises. Ooh, okay. Held in high regard by the elves, who often identify with her mercurial moods and changeable nature. Seems like a deity Telfanar might be into, too. All right, well, let's just keep moving on here. Do we need to do anything with this gate up here, or is this just a tutorial area? Heavy gate is securely locked. All right, so nothing to do there. Let's get some quick looting going on and move on. Oh, this does not look like this is going to end well. That's way more assassins than the other troops have. That's several assassins, and I'm looking at 3 soldiers on our side. Oh, and a gigantic, I'm going to guess, frost giant. I've played plenty of D&D in my time. That guy's got frost giant written all over him. And he had no problem just wrecking those guys. Apparently a spell-casting frost giant. Oh, and whatever's happening over there probably doesn't sound good. All right. Telfanar may possibly be regretting his choices to attend this banquet, but he's just going to be one of those guys who rolls with it. Okay, I went to go get a free meal, and all of a sudden somebody says I'm going to be a baron, and then there's frost giants, and there's combat. He's just going to roll along with this. You guys got anything good? Yeah, you've got some healing items. What is this? A club? Don't really think we need to grab that. There were some other generic looting things that I did off screen. Just got some silver and some gold. Nothing really of note. Now, what is going on over here, Telfanar? Passage is blocked. You cannot make it that way. Okay, are you? You're statues. All right, you are not. You're not people. You're statues. All right, well, we're back in the main hall, so I guess we just gotta head out this way. Or head out through this door. That works, too. Hey, Tartuccio, you could have spoken up and said we were going the wrong way. You're the one who seems to know everything around here. All right, what's going on in this neck of the woods? Skill check. All right. So skill check to disarm traps, etc., etc. Yeah, skill checks. We all have a base understanding of what a skill check is. So that's securely locked. All right, let's just be me for right now. Dexterity check. Oh, we should do very well with this. We've got an extremely high dexterity. Now, okay, that does take all of us over there, which is unusual. Oh, things are happening. I would have thought that would have just applied to me and everyone would have had to make a skill check, but apparently we're so dexterous we can kind of leap over there with everyone else. All right, these guys are ready to get killed. How are we going to approach this? I think Tartucci is just going to charge in this time. He's just going to go all swordy on this. Lindsay, what could you do with your time? Why don't you daze this assassin? And Tartuccio, why don't you follow that up with, maybe just a magic missile. Yeah, stick to the classics. Magic missile on that assassin, please. Thank you. So you're... Oh, that was an attack of opportunity, I think, because I walked past the other guy. Poor move on my part. Very poor move. Let's actually use one of our healing potions. Yeah. Okay, not doing so well with this. Again, I'm not a frontline combatant, but I can hold my own if needs be. That was a poor choice to run by that guy. He got a very, very easy attack on me. Lindsay, why don't you use one of your scrolls? I don't want to use up all the potions right now. They don't seem to be particularly stingy with the healing potions in this game, but no reason to waste them all right now. She's got a scroll handy. Okay, that could have gone a little bit better. We'll have to kind of rethink Telvanar's combat tactics as we go along here. Oh, well, there's some potions we can make up for. Perfect. And next. All right, let's take this a little more cautiously. Let's not charge in like maniacs here. Let's be a little stealthy about what we're doing. An armory, you say. I'm sure Jamandi wouldn't mind if we borrowed some weapons. I bet she would. I bet she would, Tartuccio. Let's check it out. Okay. Anything in here that needs to get murdered? No? Are you sure? Okay. Nothing here. Yes, I know to press the tab key. Thank you. Okay, so nothing in here that needs to get murdered. And wow, there's a bunch of stuff here. Well, it is an armory. Banded mail heavy armor. We're not going to take any of this. What's in the chest, though? Oh, key. Small key that opens the northern wing of the mansion. Well, that's definitely something we need to take. That's not stealing. That's just advancing the story.
What have we here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries? All things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
Now, under normal circumstances, Telfanar would be okay with that concept, but we don't...
What? No,
we don't
we're
really
heroes,
trust
not thieves.
Tartuccio. Well, Lindsay, I actually am a thief. That's literally my character. But, yeah, under normal circumstances, Telfanar would not mind putting that in his pocket.
Take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Yeah, I'm kind of swinging towards we don't trust Tartuccio, so whatever he says is probably a bad idea. But just for fun, how much? How much gold are we talking about?
Take a look.
Take a look. Okay.
Are you out of your minds? We're in the middle of a battle. Blood flowing in rivers as an army of assassins chases us. And you want us to rob our host? A noble feat, to be sure.
I'm not... Just calm down, Lindsay. Calm down. Let's just see how much gold we're talking about. 210 gold. Okay. That's not... I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of gold. It's not a huge amount of gold, though. So, we don't trust Tartuccio, and it's not a lot of gold, and we're stealing from a sword lord who has a small army to back her up. There's one thing Telfanar isn't, it's stupid. He's not going to rob somebody for a low risk-reward ratio. It's not like it's a ton of gold. If there were maybe a few zeros on the end of that, if that was 2,000 gold instead of 200, Telfanar might have a different opinion of that. But for only 200 gold, and Tartuccio is the one saying steal it, I gotta say Telfanar's not going to do that. We will have a look in this chest, though. A tower shield. Well, we definitely don't need that sort of thing. No, I think we're not going to steal the gold. But we are going to look at this. What is this? A masterwork light mace. Oh, terrible weight to value. 22 pounds and... No. We're not taking anything that weighs 22 pounds. I think that's all of Lindsay's weight right there. I think Lindsay weighs about 13 pounds. All right. No, we're not stealing the gold, Tartuccio. Yes, encumbrance. I was just talking about that game. Thank you very much. That's why we didn't take the mace. All right. That is probably a good place to call it on Pathfinder Kingmaker for today. We've made definitely some character choices here. We're getting a feel for who Telfanar is, how he's going to move through this world, and the choices he's going to kind of make. He may have just stumbled into this little adventurer, but it's not stupid. He's not going to do low risk-reward ratios. The reward's got to be pretty high for Telfanar to take a great risk, like stealing from an Aldori Swordlord. So we'll pick up some more Pathfinder Kingmaker in the next episode. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. Johnny, you can shoot a thing 3 times with your pistol now, and I'd like to talk to you about that. I would like to have a discussion with you, Johnny, about shooting something 3 times with your pistol. Specifically, that thing.